Alright guys, welcome back to another video of KingX.X coming to you guys with a brand new video, and today in this video I am super excited because we are going to be making a best class setup video for the brand new RYTEC AMR, which was supposed to be the Barrett 50 cal for Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 3. Sadly, it turned into be a completely different weapon, and it's more of like an anti-tank weapon rather than a 50 cal sniper that we're usually used to, or at least the way it's usually used to, where you can just spam the trigger. It's completely different, and it's actually a lot slower. Now, here's the RYTEC AMR. You guys have to get 3 quickscope kills and 15 matches, or 15 different matches, so honestly it wasn't too hard. I think there's actually a bug right now where you can get the 3 kills and literally leave the game and it still counts, which is cool. But let's go ahead and go to the gunsmith and actually take a look at the attachments. So for one, I want to look at the barrel. So for one, we have the FTAC 7 straight, which most people would think that'd probably be the barrel, or people would go with the ADS and movement speed. You lose bullet velocity, but this thing tells you damage range and bullet velocity, as well as recoil control. You lose ADS and movement speed. Take a look at the control though. We're going to talk about this later on in this video. But the XRK Harbinger, which is another barrel, and you guys get recoil control. You lose bullet velocity, ADS speed, and movement speed. You pretty much lose ADS and movement speed regardless. But the thing is, I think is very interesting, is that the control is a lot higher on this one, and there's a reason behind it. So if you guys take a look at the description, the Beast of a Barrel provides maximum recoil control and shot stability at the cost of mobility and bullet velocity. Honestly, bullet velocity really doesn't do much in this game. I'll be quite honest, I really never noticed a difference. So I'm going to be going with the XRK Harbinger. I will show you guys gameplay of a clip using the 7 straight and the Harbinger, and you guys will see a noticeable difference, and we'll talk more about this weapon as well after the best class setup. I went with a laser, and I went with the TAC laser. You get ADS speed, aiming stability, and aim walking steadiness. The laser is visible to enemies, but I'm going to be quite honest, it's only when you're actually aiming in the scope, so it's not sitting there the whole time, so you're not really giving your position away too much. For the stock, I ended up going with the TAC wrap. You get ADS speed and aiming stability. I want to be able to a little bit of ADS speed. I mean, obviously you can't ADS too much with this weapon, but at least it is nice to know that I can use a little bit of ADS speed. So for this one, I went with the stippled grip tape. You get ADS speed and sprint to fire speed. You lose aiming stability. Not too much of a difference there. I think, honestly, running stippled is probably the way to go on most snipers anyways. And for the perk, this one's completely up to you. I went with sleight of hand, because this is only a 5-round mag, so you're definitely going to be needing to reload eventually, and if you don't hit your first shots or a few shots, you're definitely going to have to reload. And you could go with different ammo types. That's completely up to you, but to be honest, I just went with the sleight of hand. So that is going to be the class setup, and I'm going to go ahead and talk more about the Harbinger barrel, and then we'll get into some gameplay and talk about the weapon itself. So let's go ahead and compare the barrels. So we have, for the very first one, is the FTAC 7 straight barrel. The attachments are on both of these weapons exactly the same. The only difference is that I put the FTAC 7 straight and the XRK Harbinger barrels. So taking a look at the 7 straight, it pretty much shoots up and to the right, and if you guys don't realize, your player is not as tall as the walls, so you're definitely, after you shoot at somebody, you're missing your next shots over their head, so that is not good. And the XRK Harbinger, it literally keeps your gun's recoil or kick to a exact minimum, which is really awesome, and it keeps it pretty much on straight, so you can actually hit the body, and if you miss a shot, you're okay. You will be perfectly fine. So that is the reason why I went with the XRK Harbinger rather than the FTAC 7 straight. But let's go ahead and get into the pros and cons of using this weapon. So for one, the pros, this thing sounds powerful and feels powerful. It's literally a one-shot to everything but the hands, toe, feet, and arms. So if you guys are hitting either part of the body, like the neck or head, or even the back, it is a one-shot. This gun is super easy to level up. It only takes 34 levels. I literally did it with probably 35, maybe 45 minutes of double XP. Super easy to do. There's explosive rounds that have dismemberment, which pretty much means you could blow off people's limbs. And there's thermite, which could also burn other enemies if they're near the thermite, which is cool. This gun is super good for Warzone. It's pretty much made to play in Warzone anyways. And the explosive rounds definitely help. Also, the hipfire kills, I don't know if the thing is just something for me personally, but I've been able to hipfire people with literally no problem with this weapon, especially since it does have a slow ADS. So that's definitely been a plus to this weapon, at least for me personally. So let's go ahead and get into the cons. So this gun is slow firing. It's not the fastest firing sniper in this game. It's not the fastest firing sniper in general, but it does have some slow firing. It only has 5 rounds, and it has only 5 rounds on all of the mag options that you can click on, which is thermite and explosive and the normal 50 round BMG rounds. So kind of disappointing that it only has 5 bullets, but it's alright, I guess. There is a slow ADS speed, I'm gonna be honest, but with these attachments it does speed it up just a little bit. But even with the fastest attachment, it's literally not as fast as the Kar 98K or the AX50. So there's not really a point of trying to quickscope with this weapon. It has a slow movement speed, but the weapon is pretty big and it's kind of understandable. It is a little bit heavy and there is a lot of kick, but if you guys are using the XRK Harbinger barrel, literally you'll have no kick at all, and this gun will pretty much be a laser wherever you shoot, and you can actually miss a few shots and still be on target to kill the next enemy, which is awesome to see. And one thing that I don't really like about this weapon, but it is alright because it was pretty much built to be this way, is that fact that you literally have to play a certain play style with this weapon. You can't run around and pretty much quickscope people. You could try, but it's not the smartest thing to do. And that's kind of why I kind of sit back a little bit with this weapon rather than always rushing, because I know somebody with the Fennec is going to drop me in literally 2 milliseconds. But with that being said, guys, this is pretty much the end of this video, and let me know in this comment section down below what's your guys' thoughts on this brand new weapon. I think this best class setup video helps this weapon a lot, and I think this weapon is actually probably one of the better, if not the best sniper in Modern Warfare, especially when it comes to damage. I think if you guys are definitely one of those people who like to lay back in the back of the map and use snipers or play in the 50v50 playlist on Warzone, this is definitely going to be the gun for you, especially if you play Warzone and you're wanting to pretty much pick off people from range. Perfect sniper for you. But with that being said, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, put on post notifications so you guys don't miss another video, and have a good rest of your day. I'll see you guys in my next video. I'm out. Peace.
Give me the throne, I need a queen, she better than most. I need a palace, I need a horse. If you want gold, then I am the source. I need a crown, I need a sword. I got my team, we going to war. You